What is up, guys? It's your girl, my Linda, coming back with another video. Today we're gonna do a Q&A.
You're one in a million. But why?
All right, so the first question is, have I ever cried about a film that I've watched? Yes, I have. The Notebook, I will be crying. Do you hear me? Forrest Gump, I love Forrest Gump, and Forrest Gump for me is like funny, but I also will be like boo-hoo crying because, you know, him and Jenny, they were met. And then of course Grey's Anatomy. Anytime I watch Grey's Anatomy, I'm crying, sobbing, bitch, like sobbing. Do you hear me? Especially when, if I'm spoiling this for you, I apologize, but when George passed, like that hit. What is the last film I watched? Movie wise, what was the last movie? Cheaper by the Dozen. So now if you know what I'm about to say, put it in the comments or message me, private message me, because I know I'm not crazy. There were 3 Cheaper by the Dozens. There's Cheaper by the Dozen 1, 2, and 3, if I'm correct. And for some reason, I cannot find Cheaper by the Dozen 3. Why is that? Because I even Googled it and I was like, is there a Cheaper by the Dozen 3? Or maybe I'm tripping. But I don't think I'm tripping, because I'm pretty sure me and my cousins used to watch all three of them. I'm pretty sure. But if you've seen it and you know what I'm talking about, hit me up, because I know I'm not tripping. Okay, so do I like roller coasters? Yes, I do love roller coasters. Now, there's some roller coasters I won't get on because, you know, I'm scared. Like when I was younger, we went to Six Flags, and there was this Six Flags roller coaster that was, I think it's called the Batman. And they said that your head is supposed to like go left to right, and I was like, absolutely not. You're not about to get me, and that's on period. So yeah, I didn't get on that one, but I did get on some other ones. I'm more of like a water park kind of person though. So like, yeah, I want to go down water slides and be in the water. I'm that kind of person. What is my opinion on reality TV shows? My opinion on reality TV shows is it's give and take on what's real and what's fake, really, because most of the time, like, you get where these females, like, especially on like the reality TV shows that are like female based, they're really friends in real life. Like Real Housewives of Atlanta, if you really think about it, they sit there and they argue and they bicker, and then the next season all of a sudden they besties. They've been besties the entire time. They doing it for the check, and I would do it for the check too if I if I was getting paid what they were getting paid. So yeah, I mean, that's my opinion. It's a give and take on what's real and what's fake. Do I like scary movies? I absolutely do not like scary movies. Will I watch them? Yes. But I am that person that's gonna sit there, like I'm that friend that's gonna be in the background like, don't go through that door, bro. I'm telling you not to go through the door, but you gonna go through the door. So you telling me you not gonna listen to me? I'm that friend, and you will get so fucking annoyed because that's just how I am. Like I can't. I can't. I'm like, oh, dude is in the closet. You about to step in the closet. You gonna get killed, and it's not gonna be my fault because I told you don't go in the closet. Pairs of shoes do I have? Ooh, I really don't know. Okay, hold on. Because I got two different areas where my shoes is at. So let me calculate real quick. All right, 4 pairs and boots, 3 pairs of heels, like 20 pairs, give or take 20 pairs. Do I still have my childhood teddy bear? I do not. I don't think I have anything from my childhood, like any teddy bear or blanket or anything like that. I don't think I have that. What is my ideal partner? I guess someone who's nice and like kind of have the same values as I do, and is like respectful, of course, to me and like the people I surround myself with. Someone I can have fun with. Like, I want to be able to go out and not feel like I'm being like watched the entire time, if that makes sense. Like, I don't like to be babysat when I'm like out. I just like having fun or whatever, and I would love to do that with the person that I'm in a relationship with. So yeah, I think that would be like my ideal person. If I could live anywhere, where would it be? If I can live anywhere, where would it be? I would say probably like LA or New York. And that's probably because I get to like see new people every day. Like, I'm not gonna be like the same people constantly. I did think about like the whole van life situation, but I do have cats and I love them dearly, so like that wouldn't be like, it wouldn't work for me. Also, I don't like driving long, so I don't know how that would work out with me. And I also don't like driving in big cities. It gives me really big anxiety. So yeah, I don't know. If you could change one thing that happened, what would it be? Part of me feels like if I changed if I was able to change COVID, that whole situation, like definitely would do that. But that's only because I just feel like COVID it's been a shit show for everybody, not just myself, but like people around me, and it sucks. Would you like to be famous? Yes and no, because like, just think about it. If you're famous, you have people looking at you as like an idol, like, oh, this is my role model, this is like that's my go-to person or whatever. And I just want to be normal. Like, I mean, people know me already, but like, and it's nice to have people to know you. But I also one of those people that like, if I'm at a restaurant with my friends or family, I don't want tons of people coming up to me like, oh my gosh, can I take pictures with you? Can I do like, and I don't want to be rude either, because that like, if I say no, then everybody's gonna be like, oh, she's so rude in person. But like, I just want that time to be spent between me and my friend or me and my family member, and it kind of like defeats the purpose. I don't know. I don't know. Would I like to be famous? Yes and no. That's gonna be what is quite possibly the most annoying thing ever. I got it. When you are in a series, a TV series, right? You are deep in there. You didn't watch all 3 episodes or all 3 seasons. And then all of a sudden, they don't tell you if another season is coming out. Or when you're like, oh, all the TV shows are being released. Oh my gosh, my TV show about to come. And it's not. Because what is going on with Annie with an E? Like, no, seriously. Like, Netflix, explain to me why you have not taken me back to Green Gables, okay? Because it's disrespectful. It's disrespectful. You got one job. The one job that you have is to make sure that I'm good to go on all seasons. So by the time you come back, like, you should come back with 3-4 seasons. Like, it's the disrespect, really. It's really the disrespect. What am I most passionate about, and what do I wish I was more passionate about? I'm very passionate about advocating. Like, I advocate a lot for young youth and all that stuff, and it's super fun. What I wish I was more passionate about would probably be like my YouTube channel and like my other businesses and stuff like that. And I feel like the reason that I'm not as passionate is it's like on me. Like, it's not like a people thing. It's more so like myself, just not believing in myself. Because I'll get to a point where I'm like, I believe in myself 110%. And then then that changes. Like, So I can go 2-3 months believing that like I'm gonna be successful, I'm gonna make it, I'm gonna like, this is what my goals are, like this is like the outline that I have for myself. And then something happens where I change that positive energy into a negative light, and I hate that because you never want to like dwell on that. I don't know if I'm like, because I'm speaking to you guys like you're here and you're like having this conversation with me so you understand, but I think that's one of the biggest things for me, is just sometimes I believe in myself and then sometimes I don't, and that's my problem. Is like I need to continue to believe in myself because I know I'm going to be successful. I know my YouTube channel is going to be successful. I know like me selling books and selling apparel and all that stuff is going to be successful. And I know that I have to, in order for me to make sure that all of these things are successful, I have to put myself out there and I have to do more and promote more and do all that stuff. And then I get scared because I'm like, well, because I like it doesn't mean that everybody else is gonna like it. And that's like my biggest problem. So yeah, that is that. What always sounds good, like a good idea at the time, but rarely is, for me, is going out. Like I would be like, oh my gosh, going out is so fun. I get to dress up, I get to cute, I get to meet new people. And then I go out and I'm like, And if you've ever, like if you know me personally, like you'll see videos of me on my Instagram or not my Instagram, but my Snapchat, where I'm like, oh my gosh, like this is not giving what it should have gave, blah, blah, blah. 9 times out of 10, I'm having the best night of my life. Like, I'm not even kidding you. I post those videos because I'm like, in that moment, I'm not having fun. Like something in that moment made me not have fun. So it made me post that video. But the entire night itself was excellent. I have a problem. Yeah. Like, what is something you think you would regret in the future not starting now? And what is something you already regret not starting sooner? So for me would be learning about financial freedom. I honestly believe if I would have learned that sooner, then it would have helped me now. So yeah, that like financial freedom is definitely one, and it's something that like you have to teach yourself. It's not something that you're gonna learn in school, unfortunately. But I feel like if I was more focused on like my financial freedom and like all that good stuff and where I want to see myself within 5 to 10 years, I honestly believe that right now I would be successful. But I also have to tell myself what I'm doing now is going to get me to where I want to be so that I can be successful. So I can't like dwell on the things I didn't do, but focus on the things that I have done. Does that make sense? If that makes sense to you, let me know. How quick do I jump to conclusions about people? At the door. Yeah, if you're coming into my space and I don't know you, like, I'm gonna size you up. I'm gonna sit, observe, listen. And then by that time, by the time that I've observed you and then all of that good stuff, I'll get a clear picture of who you are. And if your vibe doesn't match my vibe, I'm sorry, we can't. There's nothing. We have 4 questions left. Okay. What are you completely over and done with? COVID. Like, COVID is good because like, okay, plane tickets are cheaper and like all this stuff. But if you really think about it, we weren't focused. A lot of people were not focused on like plane tickets and all that other stuff until COVID actually hit, because now people want to travel. It's like you take something away and now they don't have the opportunity to do it, and then you put it back in their face and they're like, now I can and it's cheaper, so they're going to do it, right? So, but the thing about it is we learned that there's ways to get cheaper tickets. right? If you're on TikTok, you're gonna learn how to get cheaper tickets, how to get cheaper Airbnbs, how to get cheap, like whatever you're looking for, you can probably find it cheaper if you just go to TikTok and keep scrolling for a few hours. Boom, somebody's gonna talk about it. So it's like COVID was like good, but it's also bad, and I'm like over and done with it. Like I want to be able to breathe again. What do you wish you would stop asking, or what do you wish people would stop asking you? When do I sleep? People ask me that all the time. When do you sleep? I sleep all the time, and I sleep peacefully. Sometimes I sleep in my living room, sometimes I sleep in my bedroom. You know, it just depends. It depends. I do sleep. Yes, I do a lot of other stuff. Most of the time, I'm like multitasking. So, lesson life has taught me. The biggest lesson that life has taught me is that I cannot trust everyone. What achievement are you proud of, but most people would consider silly or weird? Ooh, that's a good one. Silly or weird? I honestly would say starting my YouTube channel, because if you really think about it, a lot of people would look at YouTube as like, oh really, like you'll do YouTube, like all this stuff, but there's a lot of perks that come with YouTube. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you have a wonderful day, and don't forget, you're beautiful.